Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here and I'm really excited to make this video today. Honestly, this is a build that I'm very passionate about that I think is honestly extremely broken right now. And it can be used on support, but primarily what we're going to be talking about here today is core Undying. And as you can see, this game is 16 minutes in with a 7k lead, only 6 kill advantage, and yet we're completely dominating the game. And you might look at this and be like, oh, your team, just crushed their lanes. They didn't. They did well, but they didn't just crush their lanes. However, we're able to put an immense amount of pressure with this build, and a Holy Locket with Undying is so good. And the reason why is I always will buy mana boots in the lane to dominate the lane so I can spam Soul Rip and spam Decay. This is how I win my lane basically no matter what. Look at this Naga's net worth compared to my net worth. And this Naga is a very competent player. He's ranked 19. This is Yamsen, one of the best carry players in North America. And so this build, Undying is just straight up broken as an offlaner. There's basically nothing the enemy lane can do to shut me down, right? Basically nothing with this build. It's almost, I literally first pick. I didn't even second phase. And the reason why is sometimes I'm in such a bad mood. I'm like, if I have to play against Undying 5, I don't want to play. So I'll just first pick it, hope it either gets banned or I'll play it offlane regardless. So I'm going to show you this really crazy build that honestly is so freaking powerful because of how Soul Rip interacts with Holy Locket. And let's get into it. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like literally with the Game Leap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the Game Leap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. So I'm going to do a brief go of the lane before I skip on more towards the important part, which is the mid game. But basically what I want you guys to see here is in the lane, what I'm going to look to do is basically decay the carry and then deny CS. I'm not really going to look to pressure early on. You don't have a range creep secure, so you need to ask your support to do it as I ping there. Obviously, sometimes they just won't do it, but for the most part, I'm just playing to go for CS, go for denies, and keep it at that. Naga is definitely somewhat of a counter to my hero in the lane because it's very hard for me to pressure him and out CS him early on due to the stupid amount of illusions that get in the way. But either way, the decay heals you. If you don't understand why Undying's broken right now, every time you hit decay, and you'll see I'm going to get a 2-man decay here. So when I hit this 2-man decay, which is always what I'm looking for, if I can get a 2-man decay, I 2-man decay. If I can get that, it immediately heals me for 160 health. That's obviously insane considering it's a 10-second cooldown. So basically, if you hit that many decays, what is that, 160 times 6? I don't even know what the math is on that. 960 health? Did I do that completely wrong? Am I embarrassing myself? It's besides the point. You essentially have infinite HP. On top of that, I don't even have tangos, because you don't need tangos. I bought 2 mangoes and then soul ring components. The reason why I rush soul ring is I want to spam decay on the carry off cooldown, and I can use Soul Rip to heal myself up after using Soul Ring a bunch. So essentially this build is just, you're untouchable because you're stealing health with Decay and then healing yourself or doing damage with Soul Rip. And so the Soul Ring is basically free mana every single time you use it. Now once I hit level 3, this is when I'm going to start spamming Decay. Decay actually does damage now, and the cooldown is 8. And why this is important is when you pop Soul Ring, you get 10 seconds where you can use the mana. If you Soul Ring and instantly decay, you can get off 2 decays in the duration of the Soul Ring active. So that's pretty important, and I'll often look to do that. I'm even surprised I look to do it here. Right, I'll basically instantly look for another decay on the end of the Soul Ring, and you can see I do that, right? So it basically costs me no mana to get off 2 decays and heal up by 160 health, which is freaking massive, right? Considering it full heals me and puts a lot of pressure on the enemy, as this guy now has a very low HP pool. So of course, if he's going to continue laning, he has to be extremely scared of me, and I'm going to hit really hard. Now moving on to level 4, this is when your hero becomes really stupid because Soul Rip almost doubles in damage or heal. So you're completely untouchable. As you'll see, I hit level 4, Wyvern just dies. This is very common, like constantly I'll just kill supports by doing this. I'll decay them a little bit if they try to trade with me and they try to harass me out of lane. I'll just casually decay them, like this Wyvern's being stupid. He walks up too far, I pop the Soul Ring, he dies from like half health. Because the decay does a good amount of damage, steals the strength, and then Soul Rip does up to 250 damage, which is an insanely high damage nuke for only 100 mana on a 14-second cooldown. So basically your hero's spells are completely busted in the lane. I'm literally countered by Naga, and still the lane is extremely easy. Naga doesn't really bully me out of lane, even though it actually does quite a bit. It doesn't bully me out of lane, but it certainly is one of the heroes that could actually play the lane against Undying, as we look to even put some more pressure here. From there, I buy mana boots. After mana boots, I buy a stick, I buy raindrops, and then I max decay and spam decay. And from there, I win the lane. Right? As long as I don't overextend and chase them under the tower or tank the creep wave while trading, which is what most people do, as long as I don't do those things, I'm gonna win the lane. I'm gonna keep the lane in a good spot, I'm gonna deny the creep wave from Naga, and she's gonna get put in a horrible position. Because now she'll have to full-time jungle, which honestly is one of the reasons why Naga is an Undying counter. Most heroes can't lane at all, they have to go jungle, and then their heroes can't jungle. Naga can jungle, which makes this kind of okay for her, but the big thing is, I knew Wyvern was probably going to sit in the lane and try to soak XP. Most of the time the support will do that, so instead of just shoving it in and giving them free XP when I can't dive them, because I'm not level 6 yet, and even if I was, I still might not be able to dive a Wyvern. He can just fly over the trees. I don't have Tombstone. Even if I did have Tombstone, I don't think I could kill him. But I'm basically just keeping back the wave and looking to make sure that I'm just completely dominating this lane, as I have 21 denies and 53 CS, and that's going to create a pretty significant gap between me and the enemy laner, because I've bought no tangos this lane, so that has not impacted my net worth. No salves, no tangos. I have bought no clarities, and as a result, most heroes will kind of chip down their net worth with these items, but Undying can just complete these bigger items with no problem because of the fact that he just doesn't ever have to buy regen. I also had a Coddle in my lane, which helped, but not really, because I didn't even need the mangoes. I would have just popped the mangoes if I didn't have a Coddle, but you know, I had a Coddle, so I guess I didn't need them as much this lane. And from there, I kind of just stay in the lane and make sure the carry can't come back. You know what I mean? I just want to make their game hell. Like, I even ulti on the Naga here. Somehow, what even happened here? How did my supports walk past him? What? Dude, what is this? I have to put this in the video. Dude, I actually was so confused. I said in the mic, are you guys blind? Like, it was a little bit toxic, I will admit, but I was so confused. I go on Naga, right? So I'm going on Naga. He clearly runs away with the main hero, or at least you would assume, right? You would assume he runs away with the main hero, and both my supports are watching me instead of the Naga who ran away. What is this? What the? No comment, no comment. So yeah, from there, you can decay the creep waves. Decay does quite a lot of damage to creeps, so you can decay the creep waves. I can farm the large camp. I get ganked by mid Lycan here, what can you do? It's actually a really hard counter. Lycan in general is pretty bad for Undying early on. It's one of the only heroes that can kill you easily, so you have to be a bit careful about that matchup. Definitely a bad death there on my part. Now from there, if you manage to follow all my strategies of just keeping the lane back, farming the nearby camps, and not missing any CS, you can complete Drum's Holy Locket at minute 12. I'm not kidding, like literally right here, I mean, I don't have it in my inventory, but at minute 12:40, I have Locket flying out to me. I have Drum's Locket. I mean, you can think about it, right? I just have these 2 early game items that amp my hero by so much, and all of a sudden, I'm the strongest hero on the map by a long shot as a result of this item build. A lot of other builds take a while to come online, because you might be like, oh, speed, why not just go like Phase Boots BKB? That's a much stronger timing. Phase Boots BKB, first of all, it costs 1,000 gold to complete the Phase Boots. You have to keep that in mind. And then BKB is 4,000 gold. So that's 5,000 gold. Holy Locket, which is a huge spike on this hero because I'm maxing Soul Rip, is 2,400 gold minus 800 gold because I already had the energy booster from the lane. So it's essentially only a 1,600 gold item where I can amp my heals by 30% and get really, really good stats. The 250 HP, 300 mana, and 3 all stats are really great on this hero, and the amplified heal is straight up insane, especially when I eventually get to my level 15 talent. The things just really stack on top of each other. So I just think that this hero and this build is really cool. I even considered buying Mech as my next item to really play off the Holy Locket, or even a Wraith Pact to just double down on the auras. I didn't do it this game, and I'll talk about why, but either way, let's get into the first fight. So you'll see with my Holy Locket now, as I heal my Ember, this is a heal with minimal creeps. Okay, not minimal, but Soul Rip does damage and healing based on the units around. We don't even have maxed units, and it heals him for like, I can't even, a 351 health, and that's on a 6-second cooldown. Crazy! Finger of Death from Lion, just for some perspective, does 450 damage after resistances. Soul Rip on a 6-second cooldown, if in the right position, heals for more than that, right? It heals for more than that. And you'll see in this clip here as they look to go on me, They get a nice curse, or at least a seemingly nice curse, but it just doesn't matter, right? They continue on. I should have healed my Tusk here. I don't know why I didn't. That was really bad. I should have healed my Tusk, but they're going to go on me. But I'm fast, right? I'm really high movement speed because your ult gives you bonus movement speed. Drums gives you bonus movement speed. When I pop the active, I zoom. I have obviously boots, and now I'm really, really tanky. So they're going to chase here, but I'm baiting them in. I want them to chase me. I know that we can turn the fight. So they chase me a little bit. I get down a tombstone. Honestly, I feel like we maybe could have came with the Ember a bit earlier, but whatever. Ember's going to look to connect, and they try to go on me, but am I close to dying? Am I really? I'm not. I have 2800 max HP and a mega heal if I want to use it, which I could have even used a little bit earlier here as I do get songed, but I even could have used it a little bit earlier as they have to Naga song out, and the fight here is just complete wrap. So they try to kill you, and people will try to kill you in the early game, but it just never works. From there, I bought phase boots this game. I just wanted to be able to run away from Lycan units and basically make them hit me less. The faster you run and the more armor you have against Lycan, the better. So that's why I bought phase boots. It's good against Naga, it's good against Lycan. It's just good on Undying as well with the ulti, and your hero needs armor. So it felt good to go back for the phase boots this game. As you take a look at this clip here, now look at the Tusk's HP on the Holy Locky heal. Just another 300 casually, right? Casually. I even get chakra and I heal him to full. That was so funny to me. I was like, oh, full healing. We even had a Kato who bought mech this game. This game is really interesting. We have this really cool heal strat. Kato ulti for healing and Undying for healing. But this upcoming fight is really going to show off the true power of Undying, right? So as we go in, obviously we're quite a bit ahead at this point, but as we go in, I pop my ulti, 2.7k HP, with quite a bit of armor, even after Howl, and I can just body them out, right? I'm really not concerned about getting gone on, because as Lycan walks up to me, I decay, hit, nuke him, and that damage all gets amped by 25% because of the Flesh Golem damage amp. When you hit someone, they take more damage. So I hit him, he gets amped up, and the Lycan has to run away on a third of his health. From there, I'm going to kite out. I'm looking to my backline all the time, right? With this build, I'm not really focused on like diving and getting to the backline. I'm focused on keeping my teammates alive and being a wall. And that's exactly what we see here. Look at the heal on the Ember there. That was like literally 500 healing or something like that. I mean, it's stupid, as I easily can heal him up to full now. Do I? No, okay, he TP space. But I could have healed him up to full. And from there, it was a pretty easy decision for me to go Lotus. I also got a Ring of Aquila, which is great for mana regen and armor, but it was an easy decision to go Lotus for the reason being that they have Lycan, armor, Naga Siren, armor, plus Net Dispel, which is freaking massive because she's basically the only threat to me. I can purge Arctic Burn from Wyvern, which is a hard counter to my ulti. I can purge all of Silencer spells plus Witchblade. So it's just a great game for the Lotus. It's such a fantastic Lotus game, so definitely a very easy decision. Other items I would buy is BKB if I felt that they were mostly magical. I'd still go for BKB with this build. I could go the mech if I want more armor and just want a Death Ball. I could go for a Forest F, the Wraith Pact as I talked about. There's a lot of items you can buy for the game. But yeah, getting into the fight here, once again, I just want to show off what a Q can do. So we burst down the Wyvern, half HP, nuke him out. So my Ember gets gone on a little bit, but a heal, back to full, right? Just straight up back to full. He's getting gone on, puts himself in a bit of an awkward position. We pop the Soul Ring. He has to disengage, and we can look to heal him again as the Lycan chases. And that's exactly what we're going to do when we get enough mana in a moment. So I'm like, Coddle, mad at me. All right, so in terms of a better heal, you'll see, you know, if there's not a lot of creeps around, it doesn't do much, but when there is massive amounts of creeps, it just heals the guy back up to full, which is insane. And you can use the active Holy Locket on them as well. So if you really want to keep someone alive, like if you're really just Death Ball comp, you can just giga P people alive. It's crazy. One thing I'd like to note as well is that my CS is relatively low. Obviously, I don't know what it is compared to your guys' standards, but basically, I'm not taking a lot of farm on this hero. I'm almost always playing mid. And the reason why I'm almost always playing mid is I want to be able to connect to every single fight that happens. Especially when my team is winning the game and has a high tempo team comp like we do, I'm going to revolve my gameplay around the middle lane. I only TP'd top there because I think I wanted to defend the tower, or I felt that my team wanted the reset. I can't remember the exact reason. But the point is that I'm always going to look to reconnect to my team and go back mid as I heal my Tusk up basically back to full. And the point of this hero and the point of this build is that, like, no matter what's happening, you're just keeping your team sustained, right? Like, your team is just always at a very comfortable amount of health. As the Wyvern gets gone on here, it just gets completely exploded. Not going to fall next. And yeah, this game is just a complete disaster for the enemy. So yeah, I just played this game. And I was like, I don't know, man, because I've done this build before as well, and it felt so great. Like, I want to make a video on this. I want people to try this build because I really do believe it's not It's not a meme in the slightest. The mana boots in the lane I think is really key on this hero. A lot of people just rush phase and they can't spam decay. They max decay, but they can't spam it because they don't have mana. Soul Ring's not enough. Soul Ring will not even give you close to enough mana to use decay off cooldown. And I usually hate Soul Ring mana boots on every hero in Dota. I generally think it's a horrible build that low skills go. But on Undying, I think it's actually good because that's all your hero needs. He just needs to spam decay and kick them out of the lane. It's very straightforward. You don't have to do any crazy play. You just spam decay, spam soul rip, kick them out of lane. No hero basically can lane against it. Like even something like Monkey King struggles if he can't close the gap. All right, in this last fight, we put in absolute work. Like this fight here was a clinic, absolute clinic. So some fights weren't happening. I'm farming up some neutrals, you know, so on and so on. I'm not the initiator. I can't really force the fight. I gotta trust in the boys. But we're gonna follow the boys, right? So I heal up my MMR. Just want to keep them topped off. Soul Rip is a 6-second cooldown. Just use that shit. You know, don't hold it. Don't wait. They get baited to kill my tombstone. Classic, right? Probably shouldn't go for my tombstone here. It's not even doing very much. It was honestly just to protect the Ember as he went in on his chains, because it works really well with Disable. So Ember goes in, he kills himself, he gets silenced, happens. But Tusk gets gone on here. Look at this. Doosh! Half his health back. Right after that, he's gonna get gone on, gets cursed. We're able to get off another massive heal on him, which I wish kept him alive. I even popped my Holy Locket on him here just to heal him up as he tanks another auto. Nearly stays alive. If this auto didn't kill him, I would have healed him again. But my blood gets dropped to half HP. No problem. We heal him up basically back to full so he can sustain through the fight. That's going to enable him to charge forward, heal up with his thirst, and be at a comfortable HP just to run in and do whatever he wants as we pop Lotus to dispel the Naganet. So we are under no threat whatsoever. And yeah, I'm just so survivable, so tanky, and so fast as well with the phase boots that I never really have to heal myself. And you might be like, oh, Speed, you're not running in, you're not frontlining. I mean, first of all, I did run in at the end of the fight there. You know, I definitely did. But you don't really need to, right? Like, especially considering the items I have are so cheap that I'm not taking farm away from my team either. I'm enabling my teammates to get so farm with this build because I'm not taking the space away from them. Now, there are ways to play a greedier version of Lycan. Decay with the level 10 talent, which I always take, by the way. The decay damage at 10. I take soul rip damage heal at 15 because I'm obviously buying Holy Locket. At 20, I take decay cooldown, and then I take reincarnation at 25. But moving on from that point, you can play a greedier build, right? The decay is great for farming creep waves, and so you can like split the map if you want to play that way. But I have a Caudal 4, I have an Ember mid, I have a Bloodseeker. I don't need to take space this game. I don't need to be high CS. That's not my job. It's just my job to buy these efficient items and enable my teammates. And I feel like my job, I feel like I really did my job this game. Is no one on my team died as fast as they usually would, which enables them to just go crazy on these very dive-based heroes. And this is actually the last fight of the video. Last fight. I don't know. I love this. I don't know. This video making this just makes me happy. It's just fun. So I get gone on. Look at this heal. 800 HP. Crazy. We still have the locket. We pop the drums. We're running away. 283 movement speed here, even though we're crippled. It's pretty freaking good. And with the drums active, we're 405. We're just chilling. Another soul rip back up to full. It's just nuts. I didn't even pop my Holy Locket yet. It's just nuts. I'm just back up to full. Decay as well, building up strength. Tank here from that. Decay the tombstone because I'm that guy. And yeah, we just bait them in. So freaking easy. Like, it's just, I don't know. This build's ridiculous. Like, it's just ridiculous. You're so survivable. The only weakness is if you're against a lot of magic damage, in which case, instead of Lotus, I would recommend buying BKB. I also have my shard, by the way. I wouldn't always recommend buying the shard. I bought it after Lotus's game. I think people over-prioritize it. It is good. It helps you Rosh really easily. You can even solo Rosh with it. And it does lower the cooldown of the ult, which is nice. But if there's like key items that own the game, I think it's better to buy those. Like the Lotus's game is so OP, so I put a priority on it. But okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of on a niche-ish build, but I still thought it was really interesting as my Bloodseeker kills himself here. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all. But remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.